Hello, welcome back. I hope you've been well. My name is Jessica Abella, and I am a tax and accounting professional here in the greater Seattle area. Today, we are going to talk about cost cutting and how to review your financials within QuickBooks Online. So today, let's just jump right into a profit and loss on a sample QuickBooks file. So today, I have pulled a profit and loss for last quarter. We want to display the columns by month. This gives us a nice couple of months side by side that we can see if there have been any trends, which can be helpful. Helps some numbers stand out if there's something unusual going on. So let's look at this sample business's data and see what we can find. We're going to skip right past the income section because again, we're really focused on expenses today. So a couple of questions you might want to ask yourself as you look over your business's financials. The first one would be under advertising. Do you know where your advertising dollars are going? Do you know where your leads are coming from? Which advertising venues are returning you your money on investment? Where are your dollars giving you the best bang for your buck? So I would start with that. The next one is dues and subscriptions. This tends to be sort of a catch-all kind of a category. Office expenses can be similar where you may be paying for all kinds of things that you don't remember paying for. So I would recommend clicking the dollar amount for any of these categories that you are curious about. But today we're going to look at the detail for dues and subscriptions. Anytime you click a dollar amount, it will open a detailed report underneath that showing you all of the transactions that make up that dollar amount. This isn't the most useful view of this data, so we are going to click Group By, which may look a little different, and that option may be off to the right, but it should be there. We're going to group by the name of the vendor. So we're going to scroll all the way down to name and then close this. And so now it has taken the data and shown it to you in a way where you can see how much are you spending with Google? How much are you spending with Zoom? How much are you spending with each of these different subscriptions? What have you been paying each month? Is it the same each month? One thing that I find happens frequently, especially if you have employees, is that you'll end up paying for too many licenses for something like the Google Suite. An employee will leave, you'll never deactivate their account, you're still paying for them 2 years later. So definitely worth going through these kinds of expenses and just making sure you aren't paying for things that you aren't using anymore. So let's go back to the profit and loss and see what else we can find. Insurance rates have certainly skyrocketed over the last year or so in particular, but if you have not taken the time to meet with your insurance agent to make sure that you are paying for the right coverage at the right level, it's probably time to do that. So definitely take a look at that. You may not be able to cut that cost, but at least you can rest assured that you have the best rate your agent can give you and you're actually getting the coverage that you think you're paying for. With your materials or supplies, have you evaluated your vendors recently? Is there any room with your vendors to negotiate better pricing or better terms? Are there vendors where you could be getting your materials and supplies less expensively? Definitely something worth taking a look at if that is a substantial aspect of your business. Merchant fees is one thing to take a look at. I see options all the time, especially bankers always want to evaluate your merchant fees and see if they can save you money. It's definitely worth taking a look at. The one thing that I do find often though is that you may pay a little bit more for your merchant fees in order to have your payment processing integrated with your invoicing system. So if you are using QuickBooks Online for invoicing, you may be paying a little bit more in merchant fees, but your customers have the convenience of clicking a button and paying their invoice. You have the convenience that it took care of the payment for you without you taking any action. So that convenience, similar if you're using a platform like Service Titan or any number of other workflow management programs, you may pay a little bit more, but it's worth it because it's saving you significant time and effort. So you can certainly talk to Costco, talk to your bank, and see if you can save some money there. It may or may not be worth it. The last category on this report that I think jumps out to me is the maintenance and repair category. And if there are items that you're using that are incurring significant repair expenses, you may want to consider whether it makes sense to replace that item at this point. So before we go, I'd like to show you one different view of your profit and loss that may also be helpful for you in evaluating your financials and where you are spending money. And that is up here at the top of your profit and loss report. Instead of displaying by months, we're going to display by total only for whatever period you'd like to see. But in this compare another period field, we're going to choose percentage of income. And what that's going to do is give you a percentage next to each expense of how much of your income you are spending on this particular expense item. So in this case, this sample business is spending about 7% of their revenue on advertising, which may be good, may be high, may be low actually for some businesses. You can see how much you're spending on rent, which could be an expensive part of your business. And then that merchant fees as well. You want to make sure that that's usually under 3% of revenue. Closer to 2.5% usually. So hopefully this has been helpful. Definitely let me know in the comments down below if there's something in particular that was useful about today's video, or if you have questions either about this topic or any other tax or accounting topic, and perhaps it will show up in a future video. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a fantastic day. I do try to upload a new video every week or every other week. Feel free to like the video if it was helpful to you, subscribe if you'd like to be notified of the next video when it goes up. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye.